Saints coach Sean Payton announced today that he was retiring. He was leaving the Saints, will not be with the Saints next season. Hi, I'm Scoot. You're welcome to Scoot on the Air YouTube. I really wasn't that surprised. And if you listen to my radio show on WWL, you may not have been totally surprised either. Yesterday, I wrote a blog, and I talked about a blog that I wrote. And it was about the rumors that Sean Payton was going to retire. Now, there have been a lot of rumors over the years about Sean Payton retiring, but there was something different about this conversation. And I also felt like this is the right time for Sean Payton to go to television, to take up one of the spots on TV. And Fox Sports is interested in Sean Payton. And why not? I mean, the guy's got a great personality. Nobody is better at understanding the game. Nobody has a better creative, offensive mind than Sean Payton. So why not? I mean, he would be perfect for TV. He'll make more money on TV than he did as coach of the Saints. And I think his salary was about $9 million a year. He'll make more than that in TV. But, you know, there were a few things at his press conference today that really stood out in my mind. First of all, when he said something to the effect of, I haven't heard from any of the TV networks. When somebody in Sean Payton's position says that, it means they didn't hear from anybody in the media, television network. But it doesn't mean their agent didn't hear. So they weren't telling a lie. Politicians do that all the time. And so there's that possibility. Plus, I also thought it was somewhat telling when he looked at the media, and he spent a lot of time praising the media, thanking the media for all that they had done over the years, apologizing for how he was in the beginning, saying that he hopes that he got better in a lot of different ways. But Sean Payton, looking at the media, said, I will see many of you in the years to come. That's not a guy who's about to leave football. That's not a guy who's about to leave the spotlight. And as I pointed out in the blog that I wrote, which is still posted on the WWL radio website, go to WWL.com, and it's posted there. If it's not on the front page, you can find it on the Scoot page. Just go to shows and then click on Scoot, and it's there. And I share some of my thoughts as somebody who's been in the media for a long time, why I think this is the time that Sean Payton is going to go to the media. I am certain that this weekend he is going to be on a TV set somewhere on one of the networks for one of the playoff games. I'm sure that's going to happen. But Sean Payton also talked about the possibility of coaching again. Now, here's something I want to mention. Sean Payton finished 2 years of a new 5-year contract. He still has 3 years left on his contract. If Sean Payton ends up coaching another team within those 3 years, like if he ends up coaching another team within the next 3 years, are fans going to be upset that he didn't fulfill his contract and that he's now coaching another team? And there are people in sports saying Sean Payton will never coach the Cowboys. I say don't be so sure. If Jerry Jones really wants Sean Payton, and there's a connection with Sean Payton and Dallas, if Jerry Jones really wants Sean Payton, he might give up his micromanaging mentality. And money would be no object. If he tried to get Sean Payton before the end of 3 years, then they would have to compensate the Saints. And I'm sure Jerry Jones could come up with the money if he needs it. I'm not saying Sean Payton's going to the Cowboys. I'm just saying don't rule out the possibility. Because Dallas is, I don't know if they still are, but they were considered America's team. Dallas is a major market. That's the next step for Sean Payton. The media, and then if he goes back to coaching, coaching a team in a bigger market. In the reality of life, there are disadvantages to coaching in New Orleans because it's a smaller market. So we'll have to see what happens. But there were a few things that really stood out in my mind also about Sean Payton's retirement. He just said he felt like that in his gut, this was the right time to do it. And again, I think there's some things going on that make it the right time to do it. But, you know, he got a little philosophical at times. And one thing that I was really impressed with was the idea that Sean loved being a teacher. Sean was a quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He played quarterback, but he's a better teacher than he is a player. And I guess we have to recognize that in people in life, that some people are better teachers. It doesn't mean they can't do it. It's just that, you know, there are people who can do something really great, but they're not a good teacher. And then there are those who can be great teachers. They know how to teach somebody to do something that they can't do. And that's okay. Because, you know, we all need teachers. But it seems like he really did relish the opportunity to teach players and to be a leader and to have an impact on their lives. And I thought that was a very endearing aspect of the press conference today. So I will talk about this again on my radio show tomorrow on WWL. And if you go to the station Facebook page, which is WWL Radio, Sean Payton, when things were going really well a couple of years ago, Sean Payton inspired a dance. Sean Payton, he inspired a dance. And I got a bunch of people from the radio station together in the lobby. This was before the pandemic. And we all did the Sean Payton dance. And that is posted on the WWL Radio Facebook page. I will ultimately have it posted on the Scoot on the Air Facebook page. And I'm going to head over to my Facebook page and continue some of this conversation. I appreciate you being with me here on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe. We will give you a notice if you subscribe. It's free, and we'll give you a notice every time we post something. So thanks for being with me, and I'm going to head over to Facebook and continue the conversation.